Hey kids, welcome back to the channel. It's Uncle Frank with the glasses. That's how you know it's time for more TCG news. This week is going to be a very brief one. There's not a lot of new announcements and there's not a lot of new releases. And I feel like that's pretty normal for early on in the year. After all, the holiday season was completely empty as far as I'm aware in terms of new releases. And early January, while there is stuff coming out later in the month, the first week or so it's pretty bare bones. I will not be talking about Prismatic Evolutions this week. That set releases next week, and so in next week's video, I will probably have something to say about that set, but not today. Today, I'm going to be focusing exclusively on just the two things that are coming out this week, because I think that's really all that we're getting this week is two releases. So let's dive right in. Now, over in the world of universes, we have the release of the Solo Leveling Challenger deck series. Now, what is Solo Leveling? For those of you who don't know, it is a Korean web novel that has gotten quite popular. Popular enough, at least for some people, to recommend it to me. I gave it a chapter or two. I personally did not enjoy it, but I can definitely see why it got popular, especially popular enough to get an animated adaptation, which has, of course, led to this crossover set with universes. Or I suppose not crossover set, just, I don't know, universes. I'm not entirely sure how to call it, because it's not quite a crossover. I'm not entirely sure what the actual term is. I suppose just based expansion? But, yeah, on the onset, the set looks like it's going to be fine for a Universes set. None of the cards in the decks seem particularly expensive. I don't think I saw any of the cards that were over like $5. They all seemed like $1 or $2, but I suppose that ties into the fact that you're going to get all the cards in the deck, so obviously none of them are going to be too expensive. Now, I'm not sure if Solo Leveling is going to have a set based on it in addition, coming out at some point in the future. My gut feeling is yes, but I did not look into it prior to recording this, so at the moment, I don't know. Anywho, if you are interested in the set, it comes out this weekend if you play Universes or if you're a fan of Solo Leveling. So that releases this weekend, and I don't know, I've seen price tags all over the place. I think $36 a deck is the lowest I saw. They're hovering around the 40 range right now with displays over 100. So seems a bit expensive for just one deck, but hey, that's just how universes do. Something I am far more excited to talk about is the new Digimon set, Chain of Liberation, I believe is the title for this expansion, and it is just another really solid looking Digimon set. It's got a bunch of new Gallantmon and Renamon cards, and I know that those are fairly popular Digimon in the community. Gallantmon especially seems to have a lot of variants. In fact, the gold etched alternate art super mega rare card of the set is a Gallantmon. I think it's X Antibody, but don't quote me on that. And it's like $600+. The booster box itself is hovering between $80 to $90, which is pretty solid for a Digimon release insofar as I'm concerned, with all of the best-selling cards in the set looking like they're the Gallantmon cards, including like Medieval Gallantmon, which is apparently a thing in Digimon. I was under the impression that Gallantmon already fell into the medieval aesthetic since he's a big knight with a lance. But I guess I was wrong. Who knew? There's a lot of good cards in the set, like Sakuyamon, Medieval Gallantmon, as I said. And a lot of the big cards are selling well, which is something you always like to see with new releases. If there's a bunch of expensive cards, but they aren't selling, that's not always a good sign. But when there's a bunch of expensive cards that are selling pretty well, like what we're seeing here with this set, that's pretty good, especially when you take into consideration it's still up for pre-sale. It doesn't technically release until, well, I suppose today, since that's when you guys are seeing it, but the pre-sales are looking pretty good, not just for the boxes, and the boxes are the best selling of the set, which is always really good to see. But again, those high-end cards, like the Gallantmon X Antibody Alt Art, those are all selling pretty good, which is really impressive considering, again, how expensive that card is. So, yeah, that's really all I've got for this weekend, honestly. Just those two releases. Universes and Digimon. I'd like to talk more about other sets coming out later this month, but like I said before, I'm going to hold off talking about Pokemon until next week, and I'm probably going to have a lot to say about Pokemon next week. I'm going to hold off talking about the upcoming Innistrad Remastered until it comes out. I have some opinions about that set as well. And I'm not sure what else is coming out later this month, but I'm sure that there's something else coming. I don't know personally what it is. So that's really it. Very quick update video. I hope you kids enjoyed. If you did, consider leaving a like, subscribing, sharing this video with a friend, all that wonderful noise. No push-ups this video because it's a new video. But, you know, I'm doing more push-ups hopefully, if more people are liking these videos. So that's really all I've got for you kids today. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.